All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do another Justice Society of America. Probably one of my, if not my favorite series at this moment. This is issue number 10 from DC Comics, made by Geoff Johns, Dale Eaglesham, and I always misspell his name. Ruy Jose, probably. Alex Ross cover with none other than Kingdom Come Superman, probably one of my favorite Supermans out there. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. So we start here, and so in the last issue, Kara Zor-El thought that her cousin came back, but this is not her cousin. This is a cousin that comes from the Kingdom Come universe. So if you do not know what Kingdom Come is, probably one of the best written stories out there, in my opinion. Very well done, drawn by none other than Alex Ross, and we're gonna see a little bit of his art in here as well, a couple of flashbacks. So, and we see here that, you're all looking at him a little bit suspicious, right? And this is an older Superman, and he says, "I watched all of you die. Is this heaven?" So then the other GSA members are discussing here, right? He does look just like PG's cousin, PG like Power Girl. Power Girl's parallel was destroyed a long time ago, Ted, and the Superman there died, along with the rest of the multiverse. And he said, maybe Kal-El was resurrected. Maybe he's from the future. So, but then Starman comes in. The future Wildcat? That's where I come from, not him. But he's my friend Alan, he says, because, Alan says, I told you to stay outside. So he approaches Superman, right? Superman's my friend from another Earth. And he says, Superman, do you know me? Of course. I know you. I was on my way from the future to the past, but it wasn't supposed to me going back. Don't tell Brainy. So I went zip, zip, zoom from our Earth to Earth 22. I flew around with you after I stopped America Commando. That probably, if you are following my channel, I did Freedom Fighters. America Commando was in there, and it's a nice throwback. And the Minutemen from tearing apart the Statue of Liberty and everybody on it. He says, that's when it got better. You were there, and you. So Alan says, Earth 22? Yeah, so probably they're a little bit more amazed about parallel universe. Although, I mean, these have seen people from other universes as well. It shouldn't be really a surprise. But hey, okay, let's go along. Starman does his usual gibberish that nobody's understand. But then we see a flashback, right? It says it's the Earth where the superhuman society ran wild. So yeah, it's probably a page. I'm not sure if it's a one-on-one page. Maybe this is actually written differently, drawn differently by Alex Ross. But we see a couple of familiars. A judo master here. We have, is this the Atom? I believe this is the Atom, grown. Magog. Captain Atom, right? In a different costume or skin. A couple of others as well. But they are mostly from the future. So it looks great. So Power Girls doesn't know what to make of it, right? So Stargirl says, but there aren't any parallel universe. They were all wiped out. Along with Prime, you're the last survivor of the multiverse, right, Power Girl? I thought so. So Superman says, a parallel Earth? It's impossible, but I do recognize you. Green Lantern, you're younger, you're wearing your old uniform, but you're still Alan Scott. Wildcat, The Flash, Hawkman, Power Woman, and Red Tornado. Power Woman, he says. Red Tornado, my name is Cyclone. So probably Superman knows them from the future. They, matured, so maybe Cyclone becomes Red Tornado, and maybe Power Girl becomes Power Woman, who knows? So Superman says that the GSA disbanded years ago and was never reformed. And he says, why? Now, we see a shot here. Now, what is this for people who didn't read Kingdom Come? This was the part that Joker was killed by Magog, right? And Superman was here too. And the people here was fed up that, superheroes didn't do anything against the, threats of supervillains, right? And Magab stepped up and killed them, and people are rejoicing, right? So there's a change in how humans, or basically people in the city, see superheroes, right? They want to have more a definitive solution instead of, locking it up and they are getting free and then doing on a rampage, people getting killed. And Superman couldn't believe it. And he was so disillusioned that he just, went into exile, if you will, for years. He was depressed. He didn't believe in humanity anymore, right? And he eventually came out, but that was a story in Kingdom Come. Check that out, right? But he doesn't say anything. He says, "Can I have more tea?" Right? So, and then Alan Scott decides that everybody needs to go out, can give Superman some room. And I love this, right? So this is the heartbeat panel. Really well done. "What are you doing, Hawkman? Getting the security code. I'm locking him in." Poor Soups. So Cyclone says, "Hey, but he hasn't done anything wrong. We're just being cautious, Maxime. The last time an older Superman appeared on Earth, the universe went to hell. It wasn't Kal-El's fault. It was Prime." Talk about Superboy Prime, right? And I believe it was, I'm not sure, was it Infinite Crisis? I always get these crises mixed up somehow, right? So Flash says, maybe this isn't over. And then Power Girl, she's really confusing, in doubt. She says, "I'm calling Black Canary. I want the Justice League on this. I want to know who Superman really is, why he's here, and what he wants." But then Ted says, "Hey, he can hear us, right?" But then Shadow talks to Superman. Sometimes they get really frightened easily. I don't. So this is Obsidian, son of Green Lantern, or Alan Scott. I say, "You recognize me too? On my Earth, you and your sister tried to help rein in the superpowered maniacs. Some of them were slandering the legacies of other heroes like Mr. Terrific and Star-Spangled Kid. You were on a league led by Batman. Here, I'm a member of the GSA. He said, "It's a big team." He says, "Well, it's more than a team. And it's exactly what it's called, a society." But then Superman uses his X-ray vision, supervision, to see that the GSA here, the superheroes here, doing good, right? Giving humanity hope and all that stuff, and doing superhero stuff, what superheroes are supposed to be. And not on his Earth, killing each other, doing, being disillusioned, rampaging, right? He says, "Is that why I don't see men and women tossing one another through buildings, or unleashing lightning through the hearts of their adversaries, or fields smothering with atomic radiations for the battle that went too far? So the Justice Society is still active to make sure no one makes mistakes." Obsidian says, "No, we are here to learn from our mistakes. No Earth will be. No one's perfect." So Superman's glad to hear that. Meanwhile, in the last issue, there was a fire broken in some kind of a building, and these two, Mr. Terrific and Dr. Midnight, is examining and how it all went down, right? And but then I don't know, maybe he's sick. I don't know, and he thinks that's just smoke. But you see something here. It's called Go. Maybe something here behind it. I don't know. Some mystery. I like that, right? So go back to Superman and Obsidian, right? Don't blame the others for locking you in. They're being cautious. You told them you watched them die. On my Earth, you died too. And it wasn't Lex Luthor or the ultra-humanite or the laughing psychopath who started it all. It was the people who we swore to protect. There was a breakout at the Gulag when we imprisoned the reckless and dangerous. We were trying to get it under control, but they didn't trust us to. So they dropped it on us, the bomb. I saw their flesh turn to ash and their bones fall. Hundreds of heartbeats stopped. Sorry, I was a little bit too fast. I saw their flesh turn to ash and their bones fall. Hundreds of heartbeats stopped. They judged us all. In a flash of magical lightning, I woke up in a battle world. But then he hears a voice, and the voice says, "This world doesn't need me. I don't belong there." And he acts immediately, right? So he punches at this believe steel door, titanium door, whatever metal it is, easily breaks through, and then he turns into Superman, right? But the other ones doesn't know what's going on. So Power Girl, who is the chairwoman, says, "Stop him," and they try to, to hold him. But then even Starman comes in, and he says, "I increased his weight 100-fold. Now, there's no need to get mad, Superman. Even we're from different places, we're still friends." And then he says, calmly, "I'm not mad, Starman. I'm sorry. My gravity powers, he beat them." "What did you say to him, Todd?" "Nothing." And he's, using his super speed to go somewhere, right? And then he flies real fast and he hears the voice, and it's this young girl, "Try to end his life." Superman comes in and they say, "Look up in the sky. Is that?" Now, this is what got me, this particular scene. There was the moment that this is what superheroes, in my opinion, is all about, right? This is the defining moment, what superheroes should do, protecting the weak and the hopeless, the lost, if you will. And this is classic Superman, saving people from falling off buildings and etc. And this particular scene gave me a little bit of a goosebump, just because it resonated so much with me, right? And so he says to this young girl, "Giving up never helped anyone, miss. Trust me on that." And he says, "Is that Superman?" Yeah, this is classic Superman. I love this scene. This is the best scene in this comic. And that's why I love this GSA so much. The writing is so good. Like I said, Geoff Johns, he understands the character. He understands what makes Superman tick, and the other ones as well. But especially in this moment, fantastic. The media is talking about this new Superman. Batman is here with his kryptonite ring, and then whoever this is fleeing. So Superman asks how Power Girl is doing. He says, "When they started calling me Superman, she flew away." And this is the grave of her cousin, I believe from Earth 2, Kal-El, with just an L instead of EL. And we also see that Flash and Wally here is getting the treadmill, and he says, "I'm never comfortable with time travel." I'm not talking about time travel, Wally. I'm talking about altering our vibrational frequencies. I'm talking about traveling to a parallel Earth. Nice. So whatever this creature is getting, killed by whoever this is. And then Cyclo comes in and says that the GSA is at the door. And that leads us to the next issue, where Superman meets Superman. Man, this is exciting. This is really, really exciting. It's been this. I believe this book is from 2007. That was the first time that I've read these issues, right? And now I have the chance to read it again. And I read these older issues new again because I want to see if this holds up. That's why I'm doing this channel, just for fun, but also, is the nostalgic factor only there for nostalgic sake, or is it actually good or bad? In this case, it's good. I'm 10 issues in. I'm still having fun with this. This is, in my opinion, one of the best GSA titles out there. Great art, great writing. Yeah, more is coming, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment below. Give me a like. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.